Good afternoon, Gills fans, and welcome back to Gills in the Blood TV for this Sky Sports Live Matchday Live against Portsmouth. A little bit behind today because of work. Just walking to the ground. Obviously, we've got some team news. Not sure whether it's 4-4-2 or 4-2-3-1, but the team that's been announced by the club is Thomas Holy in goal. Finn O'Mara makes his first league start for the club. Looks like he's at right back. Ben Nugent paired with Max Amar centre halves, and Connor Ogilvie at left back. Billy Bingham and Jake Hessenthaler start in the middle. It looks like we're persisting with Connor Wilkinson up front, and then we've got the captain Lee Martin, Josh Parker, and Sean Clare start as well. So there's room for Scott Wagstaff on the bench, so fingers crossed he's fully fit and available to actually come on rather than he's just on there to make up the numbers. Still too soon, I think, for Bradley Garmston, if I recall correctly. I've not had a chance, unfortunately, to look at the Pompey side. Like I say, I've been rushing around out of work, so we're on our route to the ground now. We'll get straight in for kick-off. In terms of a prediction, as I did on my match preview, for some reason I think we're going to nick this today, on account of the fact that under Peter Taylor we've played 3 games and we've only conceded once. Granted, we've only scored once as well, but Pompey are struggling on the road. I think I said on Friday that they've lost 4 of their last 5 away from home, away from Fratton Park, so I'm going to go 1-0 Gillingham. Cross everything, fingers crossed that we can pick up a win, which will take us out of the bottom 4. Obviously we know where we go today in terms of league position if we can pick up the vital 3 points, and we'd be up to the dizzy heights, I think, of about 19th, so hold on to your hats, folks, we could be climbing high. We'll see you in the ground. Yeah, I think they're searching, isn't it? I think they're still searching people after that terror attack the other week. There's a breaking play here for an injury to Ben Nugent with 43 minutes on the clock, which is a bit concerning. He looks like he's gone down with a foot injury. In terms of the game, it's pretty even. There's not been many clear-cut chances. Thomas Holy's made one smothering save. We had a big shout for a penalty earlier on. Sean Clare looked like he was bundled over in the box, but referee didn't give it. In terms of general performance, we've been alright. We look pretty solid defensively as a back 4. Again, we've not created loads and loads. We've been alright with it and used it alright at times, but it's just that final third again where we lack a bit of cutting edge. But yeah, 3 minutes till half time plus stoppages, and it's still Gillingham 0, Portsmouth 0. Ben Nugent's unable to continue here, and Peter Taylor, in fairness, he's made a massive call. He's not gone to Billy Bingham at centre half, bottom of centre midfield. He's brought on young Jack Tucker, 17 years old. He's on for his Gillingham first team debut.
With a curious and mad-hitting twist, this is one not to be missed. Haven't booked it? Well then...
0-0 at the break here at Priestfield. In terms of goal scoring chances, it's been slim pickings again for both sides, really. We had a massive penalty shout. I've just spoken to someone who was sat in the Medway stand, and they said it was a stonewaller from where they sat as well. But to counter that, I think there was a penalty at the other end. Max Amar, depending on what angle the camera's got it on, might have looked like he's blocked it with his leg or his stomach, but it's definitely come off his hand as he slid across, so maybe we'll call that 1-0. Ben Nugent's gone off. Like I say, it's a big call from Peter Taylor bringing young Jack Tucker on for his debut. It's great to see that he's showing faith in the youngsters, and maybe we'll see a couple more in the second half. But in terms of that back 4 now, it's very young. Max Amar's the eldest, and he's only, 25, and he's playing alongside now Connor Ogilvie, Finn O'Mara and Jack Tucker. But yeah, we're in the game. It's not been anything exciting, but still 0-0 and shooting towards Raynham in the second half. One 0 Portsmouth straight after kick-off. We give it away. I don't think we've touched the ball after, and then it comes back off the post, and they've slammed in the rebound. It's an awful start to the second period, and we've got loads to do again. 1-0 down. We are into the last 10 minutes here at Gills. We've had a goal disallowed. I'm not sure why. Apparently for offside, but it looked a perfectly good goal for me. It was a great ball in from Mara. And Josh Parker in it home, but the linesman put his flag up. In the last few seconds, we've just had the first real signs of discontent and chants of "we want Scally out" from the Rainham end. You'll probably hear that behind me. The last 10 minutes, we've got a throw on in a day, and to sum us up, Josh Parker's just thrown it straight to their left back. 10 minutes left, 1-0 down. Atmosphere's turned in the last few minutes. More consistent chance of we want Scally out from the Rainham end. We're into 4 minutes of injury time. We just don't look like creating anything, unfortunately. But I'm not surprised. That's the saddest thing about it. Like I say, we're into 4 minutes of injury time. We're still 1-0 down. Throw into Gills, level with the edge of the box. Connor Ogilvie about to take. Max Amos flicked it on. Wilkinson's there, it's a bundle, but it's been clear. Some Gills fans are claiming for a penalty on inside. Baron Aldaker could have gone backwards, and he's just knocked it out for a throw into Portsmouth. Can't be more than a minute left. Darren Aldaker's got the ball, he's done really well. Good. Ball's broken to Elliot List. And wide to Connor Ogilvie, a chance to get the ball into the box, which is poor, unfortunately, and sums up Ogilvie's performance. Jack Tucker. Sadly, some mindless idiots in the ground at the moment. There's 2 bottles been chucked out at the Rainham end and 1 from the Gordon Rome stand, so I was the away keeper. I'm not sure what Luke McGee's done in any of this. I know some of our fans want Peter Taylor or Paul Scally out, fair enough, but chucking bottles at away players is just absolutely stupid and brain dead in my opinion. Back in the car full time, and sadly things have just gone a little bit silly at the end of the game, which we've lost 1-0. They've had one proper chance and taken it. That's probably the real difference in the two sides. It wasn't a very exciting game, but at half time we was in it. I'm not sure what Peter Taylor said to the players at half time, because they didn't wake up for the first 5 minutes, and unfortunately we was 1-0 down within seconds. Played a horrible diagonal ball that Connor Wilkinson failed to win in the air. I don't think we touched it after that, and then they got it down their right hand side and played in a decent enough ball into the box. Header come off the post and they reacted quicker, and then lo and behold we had to take centre again. So what did we do? We played another diagonal and Connor Wilkinson failed to win it in the air, and they got the ball back. I'm not sure why we was persisting with it, because it clearly didn't work. And second half, probably for about 15 minutes, we were all over the show. It was an absolute shambles, panicking and, you know, poor first touching, making the wrong decision, and sadly, due to a lack of quality in offensive areas, we've not even really put them under any pressure towards the end. We've not, you know, usually you get like an Alamo situation where a team that's pressing for an equaliser will be putting long balls into the box and creating chances. We've created one that Josh Parker's had disallowed. I've already said I thought it was harsh. I'm not sure why it was disallowed, but apparently, according to social media, he may have just been offside, so I'll have a look properly when the highlights get published by Sky Sports. But in fairness, that was it. We didn't create anything else. There's a couple of really poor performances from us today, unfortunately. I don't like to dig people out, but Conor Ogilvie was really, really bad, as was Connor Wilkinson, unfortunately. So I don't know whether it's something to do with a Christian name, but sadly, we look like a team that's getting relegated at the moment. So Mr. Scally needs to get this appointment done, and he needs to get it correct, and he needs to get it done quickly. And he's been the target of some boo boys today and some chants, which is understandable. You can see why Gillingham supporters are getting frustrated and angry and almost heartbroken with what's going on. I think we all feel that we're being sold short at the moment. We're all fed up of the cheap option being taken. So fingers crossed we can keep hoping that we get the next appointment right. But at the moment it's not good enough, and we're only heading in one direction, unfortunately. In terms of the younger players, they've all featured again today, which is good. I thought Finn O'Mara done all right at right back. A couple of times he looked naive with it, but that's understandable. Jack Tucker didn't do himself any harm when he come on. Again, though, he looks really young. He looks very small compared to big centre forwards that he's coming up against. Darren Oldacre got on, not for long enough to really influence the game. He had one mazy dribble at the end where he was unlucky. Elliot List come on, looked lively without really creating too much. So there is promise there in terms of youngsters, but we can't really be expecting them to get us out of this dogfight at the moment. And there doesn't seem to be enough leaders. I'm still not sure on Lee Martin as captain. I'm still not even sure he's good enough to be in the side at the moment, to be honest. I thought he was average at best again today. I thought all our best creative stuff in the work. When we did get it down and play properly, went through Sean Clare. Granted, we had a lot missing through injuries, suspensions, etc. But we was on the telly, weren't we? And we don't win on the telly. There's a couple of unsavoury incidents at the end. It seems that we saw a load of stewards rushing up through the Medway stand, and it seems that a fan tried to get at Paul Scally, which is not the right way to go about things. I can understand the frustration again, but that's doing it the wrong way. There were bottles lobbed at Luke McGee, the Pompey Keater. I'm not sure what he's done. It sums us up at the moment. It's very sad seeing us this way. We're just a very, very poor football side, unfortunately, on and off the pitch. We will try and do our Monday review tomorrow and have a look back, the day after, with a little bit of hindsight maybe. But as always, until next time, up the Gills.